Welcome to Hatha, and today we're going to take a practice that's very much floor based, so we're not really going to be moving up and down and coming into any kind of sequencing in that sense of a flow perspective. So we're actually going to start in constructive rest, so you can either have the bolster underneath your knees or just have the feet on the floor, knees in the air. So you can have the knees resting in against each other if that feels more comfortable in your lower back, or you have the knees out to the side, or you have bolster underneath your legs. As long as you're not just laying out completely flat, just choose whichever feels most comfortable for you, and then set yourself up. I don't want you completely flat because I don't want you thinking you're going into Shavasana for an hour. And then we're going to just use this as an opportunity to just arrive for our practice. So I'm going to invite you to place a hand on your heart space and a hand on your tummy, but if you're not comfortable doing that, then by all means just leave the hands wherever you feel more comfortable to do so. And before we start tuning into the breath underneath the palms, I want you to just take a physical check-in with how you're feeling, from crown of head all the way down to your toes and back up, and just notice any parts of the body that maybe feel a little different today, or perhaps they need a little bit more love and attention. And just get a sense of yourself in your body and the contact of your body with the surface below. So a sense of stillness being provided by the fact we're being held by the ground on our mats. And then I want to invite you to kind of create a little bubble around yourself. It can be whatever colour you like, or it can be transparent. And then just within that bubble, create a sense of connection to your practice, to your breath, but also a space that offers you some stillness and some quiet, and protection from distracting thoughts of past or future. So that doesn't mean to say those thoughts won't occur, but hopefully within this bubble there will be potentially less of them, or your awareness of them will be heightened, and therefore you can notice if your mind wanders away at any point or tries to get you to do so. There's nothing wrong with your mind popping up with thoughts and other distractions, but to perform a yoga practice, we need to connect the mind, the breath, and the body. So we want to keep all three of those working cohesively together over this next hour. So now we've set ourselves up in a physical sense, I want to invite you to start to explore into your breath. So if you have got your hands on your body, perhaps you can feel the shape change of your body beneath your palms as you breathe in and breathe out. The ribs expand, as does the belly, as we fill the breath. Fill the body with the breath, and then as we exhale, they slowly soften back down. Breathing in and out through the nose, as long as that's comfortable for you this evening. I want to invite you to just follow that breath travelling up and down the body. So you can imagine it travelling up and down your spine, or you can use the contact of your hands to feel the breath in different spaces in your body. But that sense of the breath flowing naturally with ease, just up and down through the body. You don't need to force the breath to be anything different. We're just bringing our attention to rest on the breath. And naturally when we do that, it does tend to slow and deepen. You're going to take 4 more breaths here, breathing all the way down into the belly, and then from the belly all the way back up to the chest. Inviting each part of the body to relax as you do. make this next breath your last one. And then just let go of the breath for a moment. If you have a bolster underneath your legs, just gently lift up the legs to roll the bolster away. We are going to extend the legs down the mat, but we're going to come into Jatara Parivriti Pajva, which is our lying side bend. So we want the legs nice and long. I'm going to invite you to take the arms overhead, but if that doesn't work for you, just take the arms anywhere else that feels more comfortable for you. We keep the hips where they are, and we start to shift the upper body over to that left hand side. So just keep the hips in the middle of the mat, just move your upper body over to the left. Let the shoulders and the elbows relax and be heavy. And then we're going to take the left leg out to the left side, and then the right leg's coming next to it. We want to keep that right butt cheek and hip down, so you create as much of a curve as feels appropriate for your body today. If you feel like you need a little bit more stretch, then the options are take your left hand around your right wrist and gently just lengthen through the arm and thereby down into the side body a little more, or perhaps take your right ankle over your left, but again we still want to keep the right butt cheek down towards the ground. So only take those options if you feel like you need that little bit more stretch. Otherwise, just leave it as it is. And just breathe into the right side of your body. So the right side of your body is nice and open. Left side of your body is gently closed down. If you think of a handheld, old-fashioned fan that spreads out. And the left side of your body is the bottom of that fan, and the right side of your body is the wider top part of that fan. And then see if you can really breathe into your intercostal muscles, into your waist, perhaps even all the way down the outside of your right leg. Checking in that your face is soft, your shoulders are relaxed. And using the breath to help stretch into the side of the body, so really breathing where you can find room. Take 3 more rounds of breath here, just in and out through the nose, into the open side of your body. Make this the last one here, breathe in. And then as you exhale, just slowly release the arms to wherever they feel comfortable. If you have the right leg crossed over the left, just release that and bring it back. Shift your upper body back into the middle. Bring your left leg back into the middle. You might need to just adjust yourself slightly to come back into the center of the mat. You're just going to reach your fingers away from you overhead and point your toes away from your fingers. Just take a nice long stretch through the body. Maybe you feel different left side to right. And then as you exhale, just release, let everything soften back down, and we're going to start that on the other side. So again, arms overhead or in a place that feels comfortable for you. Hips stay in the middle, upper body moves over to the right. Right leg comes out to the right side, left leg comes over to meet it. So we're now curving and closing into the right side, and we're opening into the left. Options to add a little bit more stretch are taking the right hand around the left wrist, perhaps the left ankle across the right. Neither of those are necessary, just take them if you feel you need a little bit more stretch into the side of the body. Check in that shoulders are soft, face is relaxed, and then find your breath and rest your mind on the breath. Breathing into that left waist, left ribs, left leg. Perhaps this side feels different to the other side. Invite that breath to create more space in the side of your body. Nice deep breaths in and out. We're going to take 3 more breaths here, breathing in, exhale out, inhale, exhale, last one here, breathe in, and as you exhale just release the arms, let them go wherever feels comfortable. If you have the left leg crossed over the right, just bring that back. Shift the upper body back into the middle, or both legs back into the middle. We're going to take that stretch one more time. So point the toes away from you, either cactus the arms or reach them overhead, and then just stretch through the body. Good, and just release the arms down, bring the soles of the feet to the floor and take your knees, or your feet, as wide as your mat. So we're just going to take a few windscreen wipers here just to release through the Pratikriasana, if you will. So as we exhale, we let both knees come down to one side, doesn't matter which. And as you inhale, just lift them back up towards the sky. Exhale, they come over to the other side. Inhale, we lift them back up. We're going to take 3 more of these, 3 on each side. So just move with the rhythm of your own breath. Your inhale brings your knees back up to the sky. Your exhale takes your knees over to the side. If you feel like you want to stay on one side because you need to stretch into it a bit more, by all means do. And you've got 1 more set, 1 each side. I think I just had an ice cream van. It's summer. Okay, once you finish those 3 rounds, just slowly bring your knees in towards your chest. Just hold on to your shins and just rock out side to side, left to right. Circles, whatever feels right for you. Just massage into your back a little, just with your movement here. Okay, you're going to extend your right leg down to the ground, nice and long. And then just hug your left knee in towards your body. Try not to tense into the shoulders, just draw that left knee a little bit closer towards the chest if you can. And then we're going to just take it out to the side, like you're trying to put your left knee into your left armpit almost, and opening out into that hip. And then as you inhale, bring that knee back in. And then we're going to extend the left leg down, do the same on the right side. So right knee comes in towards the chest, just hug it close. And then take that right knee out to the side, just open into that hip. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, place both feet on the floor. So now we need our straps. So apologies if it's not within reach of you lying down. You have to get up, sorry about that. And then we're going to keep the left foot on the ground, take the right foot up into the air, and take the strap onto the widest part of your foot, which is usually the ball joints of your big toe and your little toe. And then you're going to lift that right leg up towards the sky. So try and keep your elbows and your shoulders resting down on the ground, so we're not tensing into those shoulders. And then you've got the option to extend the left leg away or keep the left foot on the floor, whatever feels right for you. And then we're going to gently draw that right leg slightly closer towards the body. So we're just getting a bit of an active stretch into the back of that right leg. You can by all means have a soft bend into that right knee. It does not have to be dead straight. And try not to white knuckle your wrist. Just gently encourage a stretch with the strap. Don't force it beyond where it's comfortable to be. So just explore into that nice deep stretch through the back of your hamstring. Maybe you feel it in your calf. And just really point the heel up towards the sky. That's going to help to just lengthen through those muscles and tissues a little bit more. So toes almost point down towards your face and heel up towards the sky. Okay, you're going to take the strap, both parts of the strap into your right hand. Then you're going to place your left hand onto your left hip. And on your exhale, you're going to let your right leg come out to the side, so out to the right side, so you're opening into your right hip. Take it to where feels right for you, and we don't want that left hip to lift off the ground, so just take it within a range that you can keep that left butt cheek and that left hip down to the ground. So you're externally rotating into your right hip, you're opening into your right groins, and that left leg is nice and grounded, whether the foot's on the floor or the leg is straight. Again, see if you can maybe flex into the foot a little, so you draw the toes towards your body, push the heel away from the body. And try and remember to keep everything soft, face, shoulders, hands. And then you're going to bend into that right knee, slowly bring the foot back up towards the sky. Swap the strap over into your left hand now. Let the right arm come out to the side. You can cactus it or have it all the way out depending on the space available to you. And then on an exhale, we're only going to come over a little bit first of all to the left. So your right leg is coming across to the left. Just stay at about 30 degrees or so to start with. I want to invite a stretch into the IT band from your outside of your hip to the outside of your knee. And then once you've taken a few rounds of breath there, you're welcome to explore whether you want to take that leg any further over. So you probably will roll onto your left hip a little, and if your leg is bent on the left, you might want to lengthen it out just to create a bit more space. Up to you. But try and keep your right shoulder down still towards the ground, your chest and your heart facing up towards the sky. So we started with Jatara Parivriti Parshva, which was that side bend line. This is Jatara Parivriti. I'll test you at the end. Alright, next time you breathe in, just slowly bend into that right leg, lift the sole of the foot back up to the sky, take the strap into both hands one last time. Just explore back into that stretch. Maybe there's a bit more available than there was before, just gently drawing the leg towards your body. By all means, have that right knee bent, don't need the leg to be straight. Good, on your exhale, just bend into the knee, release the strap away from your foot and let your left leg come down. Just lengthen out through both your legs and notice if you're suddenly got one leg longer than the other. That's never going to get old for me, that. And then we're going to do the other side. So slowly bend into your left knee. If you want the right foot on the ground, then also place your right foot on the ground, and then we take the strap around the widest part of our left foot now. Remember, it might be totally different on this side, so just explore within the range that's right for you today. Option to extend the right leg away and down the mat, or keep the right foot on the floor. And then we're just gently lengthening through the back of that left leg, just inviting an active stretch. If you're not already, just press that heel up towards the ceiling, toes down towards the face. Just lengthen into the back of the leg a little bit more. Try and stay in your bubble, stay connected to your breath. Your mind, your breath, your body working together. And then we're going to take the strap into the left hand, right hand onto the right hip. And then on your exhale, you're going to let that left leg come out to the side, keeping your right hip down towards the ground. Again, just work within a range that's available for you this evening. Everybody's going to be different. Do what's right in your body to invite that opening into the inside of your left leg. And externally rotating into your left hip. Shoulders, chest and heart still facing up towards the sky. Right hip and butt cheek still connected down to the ground. Alright, next time you breathe in, just bend into that left knee. Just take the sole of the foot back up towards the sky and swap the strap into your right hand. So we're only going to go over about 30 degrees to start with. So you're going to start to take that left leg over towards the right, but don't go too far. See if you can find the point where it kicks into that IT band, running from the outside of your hip to your outside of your knee. Stay there for about 3 breaths, and then if you want to explore any further, then you're welcome to take the leg further over to the right, which will probably mean you roll onto your right hip. But we still want to keep the left shoulder down towards the ground, chest and heart up towards the sky. Breathe into the stretch, into the release. Invite the release through the breath as well. As you inhale, bend back into that left knee. Let's take the sole of the foot back up to the sky one last time. Strap into each hand. Heel up towards the sky, toes down towards the face. Draw the leg towards the body. Good. On your exhale, just bend into the knee. Release the strap away from the left foot and let your left leg come down to the ground too. You can pop the strap to one side. Hopefully your legs are back to being the same length. We're just going to reach the arms overhead, point the toes. One nice long stretch as a counter pose. And then on your exhale, just release the hands back down to your side. We're going to come over onto our hands and knees. So you can roll onto one side, you can rock up, whatever you would prefer. And just come over into a tabletop position. So the hands are underneath the shoulders and the knees are underneath your hips. We want to type this as an opportunity to just switch on the navel and the abdomen here. We don't want to drop into the belly and really twerk the butt up. We want to keep it nice and stable. So we're going to take a couple of rounds of modified Chakravarkasana here. So on an inhale, we just lengthen the spine, draw the shoulders back, push the heart forward. On your exhale, you're not pushing into child's pose, you're just pushing your hips back towards your heels. And then as you inhale, you're rounding all the way through your spine back up to all fours. So really curve through the spine, tilt the belly button into the spine. Release back into a nice neutral position, breathe in. Exhale, press the heels, hips all the way back to the heels, long through that spine. Inhale, round all the way through. And then exhale back into neutral. You've got 3 more of those. So breathe it in, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, press those hips back towards your heels. Inhale, round all the way through. Exhale, release back to neutral. 1 more. Breathe it in, lengthen through. Exhale, hips to heels. Inhale, round through the spine. Exhale back into neutral. Okay, I'm going to turn to face you just so you can see what I'm doing, but we're going to come into gate pose. So we're going to start with the right knee staying underneath the hip and taking the left leg out to the side. So if you need to stagger so that you're not putting your toes on someone else's mat or anything, please do. And just try not to lean over. We want to keep this right hip and knee in line. So try not to lean over one way or the other. Try and keep them stacked. And then press down into the little toe edge of your left foot. And then our right hand is going to come alongside our right leg. And then we're going to sweep up with the left arm and just reach it up towards the sky. So you can either reach your fingers up towards the ceiling, stay there, or you can let your arm come alongside your ear. That's just going to open into the body a little bit more. Try not to just let everything dump down into that right arm and wrist. Push up and out and lift your upper body so the weight isn't all coming down through your right side. Lengthening here through the left side body. Inhale, draw your belly to your spine, lift your right arm up, bring both arms up and upper body up. And then exhale, left hand comes down the left leg, right arm comes alongside your ear or up towards the ceiling. So you can keep it here or you can take it here, whatever feels more comfortable for your body today. Good. Inhale, both those arms back up. We're going to take a forward fold. Try not to push the hips back. Try and keep them stacked. So you hinge at the upper body, take the body forwards. And then how far forward you go is completely up to you. Just walk those hands down, let the chest sink down towards the ground, the forehead. Keep pushing into the little toe edge of your left foot. And try and keep your right hip and knee still stacked. And then we're going to walk the hands over to the right hand side. So just slowly staying low, just take your upper body over to the right and sink back down. Good. On your inhale, walk those hands back into the center, back underneath your shoulders, and bring your left knee back underneath your left hip. Connect your big toes, take your knees wider than your torso. We are pushing back into child's pose this time, into balasana. So push your heels all the way back, your butt all the way back to your heels, your head down to the ground. Reach the arms forward nice and long. Feel that length in the sides of your body here. Release through the lower back, middle back. One more breath. Next time you arrive at an inhale, we're going to press back up to all fours and take that little sequence on the other side. So this time left knee stays stacked underneath left hip, right foot comes out to the side. Press down into the little toe edge of your right foot. Left hand comes out to the side of your left leg and right arm sweeps up towards the sky. Fingertips up to the ceiling or alongside your ear, whatever feels more comfortable for you. Same as we did on the other side, try not to let all the weight stack down through that left supporting wrist. Lift up through the waist and the hips. Push down into the right foot and reach with those right fingers. Just explore how much space you can make in the side of your body. Good. On your inhale, draw belly to spine, lift both arms up towards the sky. On your exhale, right hand down to right leg. Left arm alongside your ear or up towards the sky, whatever feels right for you. Good, as you breathe in, let's come back up with those arms and then hinge into the forward fold on the exhale. So you may push the hips back to start to get down, but then try and just redress that. Keep left hip over left knee, pressing into the little toe edge of your right foot. Lengthen through your spine and sink the heart down towards the ground. Relaxing the shoulders and the face. And then you're going to walk the hands over to the left hand side. Good. On your inhale, come back into the center. Walk the hands back underneath your shoulders. Bring your right knee back underneath your right hip. Bring toes together. Knees wider than torso. Hips press back. Come into balasana. 3 breaths here. Just breathe and release across, especially your lower back, your waist. Okay. We're going to stay in child's pose with the body as is, but we're going to just slightly change the arms. So I want you to walk your hands closer together so your arms come alongside your ear or as close to the side of your head and your ears as is available for you. And then we're going to connect the palms together, interlace the fingers apart from the index fingers, let them point and extend. And then you're going to bend into your elbows and point your index fingers down your spine. So we're inviting a stretch into the triceps and across the shoulders here. I've just walked my elbows forward a little bit. If you don't feel like you're getting much of a stretch into those triceps, by all means do the same. Just eat those elbows forward a tad. Keep pushing the butt back towards the heels. Relax across the shoulders and the face. Breathe nice and easy, let the tummy be soft. Three more breaths here. Try and press the palms together, push the fingers back. Just really get into those triceps, which also helps across the shoulders too. Last breath here. And then on your exhale, release the arms. Just bring them back underneath your shoulders, push your hips back up. We come back to all fours and then we're going to transition onto our fronts. Just take a few Purvatana. heart opening positions. So I'm going to take my hand slightly further forward, and I'm just going to shift my weight forward so my shoulders come towards my fingertips, and then I'm going to bend into my elbows and chaturanga down to the ground, but my knees are on the ground. And then just shrug your shoulders back a couple of times, just roll through the shoulders nice and easy. You're going to slide the palms forward so the forearms, the elbows connect to the mat. And we want right elbow under right shoulder, left elbow under left shoulder. Now with your legs, it depends how your back feels today. You can either have the feet together, or if your back is not feeling great today, or you'd rather not, just take the feet slightly wider apart. It's just a bit easier in your lower back. Press down through your palms and your forearms. Just imagine you're bringing your belly away from the mat, and then as you inhale, draw your shoulder blades down your back and lift your heart forward. We don't need to lift the chin up, we want to keep the back of the neck nice and long, but we do want to lift the heart forward. Don't forget to breathe. Leanne, pop your elbows on the floor. So your elbows are actually on the floor, that's it. And bring them forward a little bit. And then push up. There you go. Couple more breaths here. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades together behind you, lifting the heart forward. Good. Next time you arrive at an exhale, just slowly fold yourself down. You can pop your hands underneath your head, rock out through your hips. We're going to take that one more time. I'm going to give you the option to transition from Sphinx into Seal, but as I say, it's an option. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. Bring the elbows back underneath the shoulders, so elbows, forearms and palms connect to the mat. Choose the right placement for your feet and your legs. Press down into the tops of the feet. Imagine you're lifting your belly up and off the mat. And then you squeeze the shoulder blades behind you and lift your heart forwards towards the front of the mat. Stay here, or if you would like, you take both arms further forward and further out to the side, and then you lift up through the upper body. This isn't for everybody, so just do what feels right for you. We're still pressing down into the tops of the feet, and we're still squeezing the shoulder blades back. Good, 2 more breaths here. Last one. Good, on your exhale, just slowly bend back down, head onto hands, rock out side to side. Okay, we're going to transition into Shalabhasana. If you don't want to take Shalabhasana, you're welcome to go back to another Sphinx. But if you're taking Shalabhasana, then the forehead rests on the ground. You extend your arms alongside your body, palms face in. So this time when we lift the legs, the upper body and the arms, but we're trying to create length rather than height. So just think about really extending the feet away from the head and vice versa. So we breathe in, squeeze those shoulder blades together, lift the belly away from the mat, and then lift legs, upper body, reach the fingers down towards your toes, toes away from your head and head away from your toes. See how long you can make yourself. Just have to take slightly more shallow breaths here because we're pressing down onto the front body, so just breathe in a way that feels safe for you. And the next time you arrive at an exhale, just use that to release the body down. You can bring one knee out to the side if you feel you need it, or maybe just rock into those hips. We're going to come into that one more time. So the palms face in towards the body, head connects down to the ground. We breathe the shoulder blades together, the tummy away from the mat. We lift and reach. Just smaller breath here, just to keep yourself lifted. One more. Good, and then as we exhale, just release the upper body down to the ground. Bring the arms wherever's comfortable. And just bring one knee out to the side. It doesn't matter which, just one knee out at hip height. Just bending at the knee, just releasing through the lower back. Okay, good. Just return that knee back. Bring those hands back underneath your shoulders. Push yourself back into all fours. We're going to bring the right leg forward in between the hands. So if you would rather push back first and then bring the leg through, you can. Otherwise, just bring the leg through from all fours. And we want to stack the right knee over the right ankle. Left knee is further back, so it's just slightly further back than underneath your hip. You can pop a blanket under your knee if you need a little bit of comfort for your knee today. And then we're going to slowly lift the upper body and just rest the hands onto that right thigh to start with. So just find your stable position here. You can either tuck the back toes or you can have the top of the foot down, whatever feels more comfortable for you. Stay here with the hands on the thigh, or inhale, just slightly straighten into the front leg a little, and then as you exhale, just come back into that stretch. So we're not dropping down into the bones, we're still actively tucking the pelvis under, switching on the muscles in the body, but we're just a little bit more into that front leg perhaps. We're going to come into a twist here. So as we exhale, we're going to take the right hand behind us and the left arm comes onto your right leg. Yeah, that I had to think about that for a moment. So either point the fingers towards the back of the room, or if you would prefer just to rest them on your lower back, you're welcome to do that. But keep trying to draw your right shoulder back so we're nice and open across the chest and the heart. Watch that front leg. We still want the knee over the ankle where we can, just for stability and kindness to our joints. Then next time you inhale, you're going to rotate back, take the arms back up. And then you're going to exhale, take those hands down to the ground. Tuck the toes on your back foot and just lift up into your back knee. Keep the left hand on the ground. Sweep your right arm up towards the sky. And we're going to take some rotations here. So you're turning towards your bent leg at the front, the back leg is lifted. As you exhale, your palm faces in towards your body, your fingertips come down to the ground. As you inhale, your palm faces out and you sweep your hands back up towards the sky. Keep going with that to the rhythm of your own breath. We're turning the position of the palm just to help get a little bit more movement into that shoulder. If you don't want to stay with the back knee up, you can take it down, but we've only got 2 more circles to go. So inhale, we sweep it up. Exhale, we bring it down. Last one here, bring it up. And exhale it back down. So both hands are now on the ground. You can either step back to a downward dog or a child's pose, whichever you prefer. So just step that right leg back. Either come into Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward dog, or just press back into Balasana, child's pose, whichever you feel is right for you today. Either way, we're inviting release into the spine and the hips. If you're in child's pose, on your inhale, just bring yourself up to all fours. And we're going to step the left leg forward. So if you're in downward dog and you're happy to do it from there, then by all means lift that left leg up, exhale, bring it through. We are taking the back knee down to start, but just take a moment to set yourself up. So right knee is further back than underneath the hip on the right leg. Left knee is over the ankle. Once you feel comfortable, just lift the upper body, just rest your hands onto that left thigh. Open across the heart and the chest, tall through the torso. Warm, isn't it? I can't open any more windows. Okay, stay with this, or perhaps we inhale, lift the arms up, just slightly straighten out into that front leg a tad, and then exhale, just come back into that stretch a little bit more on the front of the right leg. Soften the shoulders, long through the spine. So we're going to come into that twist. So it's left hand reaches behind you, right arm comes alongside that left leg. Twist and turn your body. Left hand can stay reaching out, or you can bring it to your lower back if that feels more comfortable, but either way, we want to draw that left shoulder back so we're nice and open across the heart and the chest. You can tuck the toes on the back if you feel a bit wobbly, or you can take the front foot a bit wider. On your inhale, sweep those arms back up towards the sky, turn the body forwards. On your exhale, let the hands come down to the ground. So we're going to tuck the toes. I'm just going to turn around. Tuck the toes on your right foot so you can lift your right knee up. Keep your right hand on the ground. Lift your left arm up towards the sky. So we're turning and rotating through knee over ankle on that front leg, and lifting the knee of the back leg as long as that's okay for you. And then we've got 6 of those rotations with the arm. So as you exhale, palm faces in, hands come down. As you inhale, palm faces out, arm reaches up. Exhale down, inhale up. Try not to just go through the motions, really turn through the body, mobilize into that shoulder. Try not to push weight down into that right wrist. Keep yourself lifted and active. 2 more, breathing in, sweeping up. Exhale, hands down, last one, breathe in. Exhale, return that left hand back down to the ground. Step back into child's pose or balasana. No, child's pose is balasana, or Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward dog, whichever you prefer. Just a little counter pose here, let everything release off. If you're in downward dog, next time you exhale, let your knees come down towards the ground. If you're in child's pose, bring yourself up to all fours. And then we're going to just sit back on the heels for a moment, just so we can transition to bring the legs out in front of us. We're going to come into Ardha Matsyendrasana, which is a seated twist. So we want to make sure that we sit nice and tall in our upper body. So we don't want to start the posture in a sort of a C shape with the pelvis tilting up. We want the pelvis tilting down towards the ground and the spine really nice and long. We're going to bend into our right knee. Bring it closer towards the body, and then you're going to cross that right foot over your left. Try and have as much of the foot pressing down onto the ground as you can with that right foot. And then again, just lift up nice and tall through your upper body, active into that left leg. So you're going to inhale and lift your left arm up towards the sky, and then place your right fingertips just behind you to help you stay nice and tall. As you exhale, you're going to turn towards that right leg and bring your left arm to the right leg and use it to help you rotate through. If you prefer to have the inside of your elbow around your right arm, right leg even, then you can do that. Otherwise, just press the arm against the leg, use it to open through the heart and the chest. Notice if you roll back into the spine, round it out a little bit, sit up nice and tall, broad across the collarbones, the chest, the heart, active in that left leg. Good. Keep breathing here. Well done. As you inhale, just sweep your arms back up towards the sky. Exhale, let them come down. And then just bring that right foot now to the inside of your left leg. So I'm going to just turn at an angle for you so you can see me. And then you want to sort of turn your upper body towards your left toes. So rather than it being towards your right knee, you sort of want to turn towards your left toes. Again, make sure you're kind of sitting on the sit bones where it's comfortable for you. We're nice and tall in the torso. We're going to hinge and fold forward like you do in Uttanasana. So we inhale, lift the arms, lift up and out of your waist. And then exhale, just hinge and fold your upper body down towards your front leg. Once you're there, just release the arms, the head, the neck. Just keep the length, but don't put any sort of strain into your shoulders or your joints. Try and keep nice and long through the front and the back spine and the sides of your body. This is Janu Shirshasana. Take one more breath here. And next time you arrive at an inhale, just use it to lift the upper body back up. And then exhale, just release the right leg out. So we're going to take that same sequence on the other side. So we bend into the left knee, draw it close into the body, make sure we're sitting up nice and tall. Left foot crosses over that right leg. I'm active in my right leg and I've got my left foot nice and grounded on the floor. Inhale, reach your right arm up, take your left hand behind you to help you sit up nice and tall. And then as you exhale, you turn towards your left leg, placing your right arm against your left leg and using it to leverage that rotation round in the body. Notice if you've lost a bit of integrity in your spine, sit up nice and tall. Use that left hand to help you stabilize. Keep breathing, keep being nice and open across the chest. Good, on your inhale, turn the body back to the front, reach the arms back up towards the sky. Exhale, let the hands come down and place the sole of your left foot now onto the inside of your right thigh. Slightly adjust the body so we're kind of facing our right foot. And then we're going to inhale, lift the arms up and out of the waist, and then exhale, hinge and fold the body forwards. Once you feel you're as long as you can be and you've hinged to where you need to, release the arms, the head, the neck, let everything soften but stay long. Breathe here. Next time you inhale, let's slowly just draw all the way back up. Exhale, bring the soles of both your feet together. So we're going to come into Baddha Konasana. So soles of feet rest against each other, knees come out to the side. We still want to be sitting up nice and tall. And how close your heels are to your body is up to you, whatever feels like it's right for you today. If you're using the hands to hold on, by all means do, but don't let that make you kind of close down the front body. Let the legs be heavy, let the spine be long, let the chest and heart be open. We're going to take a couple of breaths here, and then there's an option to fold forward if you want. You may not want to, you might want to hang out where you are. Feel that breath just traveling up and down the body. Next time you arrive at an exhale, if you wish, just hinge forward, but move forward with the heart and the chest, not the chin or the shoulders. So we keep drawing the shoulders back, and we keep pushing the heart forwards, keep the neck nice and long. Maybe a really subtle movement here. Doesn't need to be particularly big. We're just inviting a little bit more stretch into the insides of those legs. Good, slowly just bring yourself back up. Take the hands underneath the legs and just bring your knees back up towards the sky, feet to the floor. We're going to come into a pigeon pose but on our backs. So rather than doing it on our fronts, we're just going to take it on our backs. So you're going to lay your body down towards the ground, both feet on the floor. You're going to cross your right ankle over your left thigh and flex into your right foot. Walk your left foot slightly closer towards your body, and then just place your hand on your right knee and just gently press that knee away from the body. So we're starting to activate into that right hip here. This may be plenty for you today, and if it is, stay exactly where you are. Alternatively, you may want to lift the left foot away from the ground. Maybe hold on to the back of that left thigh or onto your left shin, whatever works for you. We still want to keep the shoulders soft and the face relaxed. And the right knee is drawing away from your body as the left leg is coming towards your body. And activate release around the right hip, right glutes. If you have your hands around your left leg, just release the hands away down to either side. If your left foot is on the floor, just lift it up. We're keeping the right ankle crossed over that left leg, and we're going to just let the leg come over to the left. So your left leg comes down to the ground, your right ankle stays crossed over your left leg. Shoulders and heart stay facing up towards the sky and grounded with the mat. Just release it through. Good, on your inhale, draw your navel to your spine, bring those legs back up. Take the right leg away from the left, place both feet onto the ground. Take it on the other side, so left ankle crosses over right. Walk the right heel closer to the body. Place the left hand just on the inside of that knee and just gently press it away from the torso. Stay here, or if you wish, take both hands through and hold on to the back of your right leg or perhaps your right shin, drawing the left knee away from the body as you draw the right leg closer. One more breath here. If you have the hands around the right leg, just release them out to the side. If your right foot's still on the floor, just lift it up. And then in your exhale, let your right leg come over to the right side with the left ankle still crossed over the thigh. Shoulders still stay down on the ground, heart facing up to sky. Breathe here. Well done. On your inhale, navel to spine, bring the legs back up. Take the left ankle away from the right leg and then just hug both your knees in, rock out side to side. Rock around in circles, side to side, whatever feels right for you, just release through the body. And we're going to come up into Viparita Karani, and you can either stay in that for the duration, or I'll let you know when you've been in it for a couple of minutes and you can come down to Shavasana, whatever you prefer. So for Viparita Karani, we want to have the bolster on the back of the pelvis and the legs raised up towards the sky. So you can either come onto it with the same way you would a bridge pose, so the legs bend the bolster underneath the legs, and then you lift up like you're coming into bridge and you place the bolster underneath your pelvis, or you can take it behind you and slowly roll over the bolster. We need to find the right place, so we don't want it in the lower lumbar curve. We want it on the back of our pelvis. You should know when you're in the right place because you can extend those legs up to the sky and there's no effort required from you to keep them there. Soles of feet face up towards the ceiling, arms or wherever feels comfortable for you. And I invite you to close down the eyes or maybe lower the gaze if you're comfortable to do so as well. Just to start to really come into the final part of this practice now. Perhaps revisit that concept of the bubble, the quiet stillness. Rest the mind on the breath. So we're going to stay in this pose all together for a couple of minutes, and then I will let you know when that time has taken place, and if you want to come down you can, otherwise you stay here for the last further few minutes. And really begin to use this as time to just kind of create a sense of stillness and peace in your mind, your body. Enjoy the quiet while it's available. Sanctuary that is this silence. Stay here, or if you would prefer it to come completely flat down onto the ground, just one leg at a time. Slowly bring the feet down, roll the bolster away. Bring yourself into that Shavasana pose. Otherwise, just stay where you are. And then just continue to invite everything to relax, soothe and calm. No effort required of you right now. The breath will naturally happen. Okay, if you're still in the position with the legs in the air, we're all going to come down to the mat just for the last minute. So just slowly, one leg at a time, just release your feet down, gently roll the bolster away. Just let your spine connect with the earth. Your legs do the same. And just take a pause here. And I just invite you to start to bring your awareness to the parts of you in contact with the ground below. Without opening your eyes, just beginning to get a sense of your body in the space on your mat. And perhaps invite some gentle movement into your fingers, into your toes, your wrists, your ankles. And maybe just move in any way now that serves you best. Maybe a hug of the knees, a roll to one side, or a stretch. And then we'll slowly meet in a comfortable seat to close our practice. Don't rush, just move with kindness. Just really lengthen back up through that spine. Connect the palms together in Anjali Mudra, rest your thumbs against your heart and your chin down towards your chest. Thank you for sharing this space with me this evening. Namaste.
Namaste.
Oh, that was a nice little chorus.